Welcome to the chapter Current Electricity. Can you ever imagine a day without electricity? The answer is no, a big no. Because we depend that much on electricity for our day to day affairs. Actually, who invented this electricity? There is a big story behind this invention of electricity. Way back in BC 600, Greeks were very much aware of electricity, that was static electricity or frictional electricity. We have learned about static electricity in the previous chapter. Then by 17th century there were many experiments conducted in the field of electricity. And one of the important experiment was done by Benjamin Franklin. With a kite flying high in heavy thunder and lightning, he was able to prove that lightning is nothing but an electrical spark. Then in 1800, Italian physicist Alessandro Volta discovered that electricity can be produced from chemical reactions. So that was how he produced a cell which is called voltaic cell. Electricity became more viable and handy with the discovery of a dynamo by Michael Faraday. With this, we were able to produce electricity continuously, and this helped Edison to invent electric bulb. Then came Nikola Tesla. He made a lot of contributions in the field of AC and AC devices. With this, we were able to send electricity to long distances, and electricity became more popular, and this started industrialization also. So that is the history of our current electricity. Now we shall start our chapter.
So what is current? Actually, current is due to the flow of electrons in a conductor. So let us consider a conductor, and a body is said to be a conductor if there are free electrons available in the conductor, and it is because of the motion of these free electrons that a body can be called conductor. Now here we have a conductor, and you can see there are large number of free electrons. For example, we have taken say 4 electrons which are free to move in the conductor, and in the absence of electric field, or in the absence of a cell or potential connected to this conductor, these electrons are in random motion. That means there will not be any specific direction for these electrons. They are in random motion. So during this random motion, these electrons will collide with the atoms, and they will be continuously changing their directions. And the energy of these electrons is directly proportional to the temperature of the medium. This we have learned in the first year class. The free electrons in a conductor behave like gas molecules, and in that case, the energy, average energy will be 3 by 2 kT. Therefore, this energy is directly proportional to temperature. That is, the energy of these electrons will be directly proportional to the temperature. That means as the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of these electrons will increase, or the velocity of these electrons will increase. Therefore, the velocity of these electrons is called thermal velocity, because the energy depends on the temperature of the medium. Therefore, the velocity of the electrons which are in random motion is called thermal velocity, and the thermal velocity of the electrons is approximately 10 raised to 5 meter per second. So let Vt represent the thermal velocity. Then we may say Vt is equal to approximately equal to 10 raised to 5 meter per second or 10 power 5 meter per second. So this is the case if there is no electric field present in the conductor or the conductor is not connected to a cell. Now consider this conductor is connected to a cell as shown here. Now the same conductor is connected to a battery or a cell. Now there will be a certain potential between the ends of this conductor. Now we can see that this end of this conductor will be having a positive charge and the other will be having a negative charge because of the two opposite potentials of the cell connected to this conductor. And between this positive and negative ends of the conductor, there will be electric field established. And whenever there is a charge placed in a field E, there will be a force acting on it. This we have learned a physical QE. Now because of this force, electrons will take a direction which is opposite to the direction of the electric field. So when the electric field is applied or when the conductor is connected to a cell, suddenly the electrons which were in random motion suddenly get a direction, or the electrons suddenly drift in a direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. So in the absence of electric field, electrons were in random motion, and when an electric field is applied, suddenly all the electrons which were in random motion suddenly get drifted in a direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. So now there is an electron flow through the conductor, and all the electrons, now you can see, are moving in a direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. And the drift velocity is approximately of the order of 10 power minus 3 meter per second. And when these electrons flow, we say there is a current through the conductor, or now there is a current through the circuit. V is the potential of the cell. Now there is an electric current in the circuit. What is this electric current? Actually, electric current is the direction of positive charges from positive to negative. So this is how the electric current is present in the conductor or in the circuit, and the direction of this current is actually the direction of positive charges. That means the charges which are leaving the positive side of the battery and will go towards the negative side of the battery. So this is the direction of the electric current or the conventional current. When we say current, that simply means electric current, or the direction of this electric current or conventional current is the direction from positive side of the battery to the negative side of the battery. This current is also called conventional current. Now there is a current of the electrons also. Current simply means what? Flow. So the electrons are flowing in a direction which is opposite to this, right? And this flow of electrons or this motion of electrons or this current of electrons is called electronic current. So there is electric current and as well as electronic current. So electronic current means it is the current of electrons in a circuit, and electrons we know will flow from negative side of the battery to the positive side of the battery. So electronic current is the flow from negative to positive, but electric current is from positive to negative. So electronic current is the flow of electrons from negative to positive end of the battery, whereas the electric current or the conventional current is the flow of positive charges from positive side to the negative side of the battery. Now what is drift velocity? So drift velocity is the average velocity with which free electrons are drifted under the influence of an electric field, and these electrons are drifted in a direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. This we have seen. So as already told it, in the absence of electric field, all the electrons are in random motion. So this electron will move this way, and suddenly there will be an atom present here, so it is deflected in other direction, and this electron is moving in one direction, and there was an atom present here, so it was deflected to some other direction. So this way all the electrons which are moving in a conductor in the absence of a field, or when it is connected, when it is not connected to a cell, that means like this, it is not connected to a cell, right? So if there is no connection, if there is no potential across the conductor, if because there is no the switch is off here, the circuit is not closed, it is open. So in such a condition all the electrons are in random motion. So during that time it will collide with the atoms and will be always drifted from all will be deflected from one direction to the other. Now suppose we are applying electric field. Applying electric field simply means we are making the switch on. So when the switch is on, or when the circuit is closed, now there is a electric field. So previously the field was zero, there was no potential. Now suddenly there is a field, and when this happens, the electrons which were in random motion will be suddenly drifted in a direction opposite to the electric field, and the velocity with which this happens is called drift velocity, and it is the average velocity with which free electrons are drifted under the influence of electric field in a direction opposite to this electric field. It is average velocity because different electrons will be taking different times, therefore the velocity will be slightly varying from electron to electron, so we take the average. So this way all the electrons are aligned in a direction opposite to that of the electric field. Then electric current is the direction of flow of these positive charges. So this is how the current is flowing, or this is how the conventional current or electric current is flowing, and this direction is from positive side of the cell to the negative side of the cell. Then electrons will flow. So this is how the current is flowing, that is positive charges are flowing from positive side of the cell to the negative side of the cell, and this is the electric current. But there will be electrons also, and electrons are flowing from this negative side of the cell to the positive side, and that is what is called electronic current. So electronic current is the direction of flow of electrons in a circuit. So don't be confused between electronic current and electric current. Electric current is the current that we normally say current. Now what is intensity of current? Intensity of current, or the symbol is I. The intensity of current is the intensity of current through a conductor is defined as the time rate of flow of charge through any section of the conductor. So intensity of current through a conductor is the time rate of flow of charge through any section of the conductor. That means how many electrons are flowing in a unit time. That is the physical meaning of intensity of current. How much electrons are flowing, or how much charges are flowing in a unit time through a section of the conductor. That is the physical sense of current. That means I is equal to dq by dt, where dq is the small number of charges flowing through a small section of the conductor in a time dt. Therefore we may write as di also. Di is equal to dq by dt, or I is equal to q by t. So I is equal to Q by T represent the mathematical form of electric current. And the unit is, the unit will be coulomb by second, because for charge the unit is coulomb and for time it is seconds, therefore coulomb per second. Also ampere, A is the symbol, ampere is the unit of current, intensity of current. Then this current is a scalar quantity. Current is a scalar quantity because charge and time both are scalars. Therefore I is equal to Q by T should also be a scalar quantity. And what is the velocity of this current through the conductor? The velocity of the current through the conductor is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So the velocity of electrons through a conductor when there is a current flow, right? When there is a current flow or when there is a field present will be 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So when there is a current through the circuit, the velocity of electrons will be 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Then what is Vt? Vt is the thermal velocity of electrons. That means when there is no field, when there is no electric field present in a conductor, or if the conductor is not connected to a cell, then electrons are in random motion. At that time the velocity is called thermal velocity, which is approximately 10 raised to 5 meter per second. And what is drift velocity? This is the velocity with which electrons are drifted in a direction opposite to that of the field. That velocity is 10 raised to minus 3 meter per second. So don't be confused between these values. Now there is another term that is called current density, and the symbol of this current density is J. So what is current density? So when a cell is connected to a conductor, there will be electron flow through the conductor, and all the electrons are flowing normal to the area, right? The electrons are, the direction of the electron will be normal to the area of cross section. So electric current density at a point in a conductor is the electric current flowing normally per unit area at that point. Suppose we are considering a point P in this conductor. Then consider area containing that point P. So this is the point P, okay, and at the point P, what is the electric current density? So you consider this area containing that point P, and you can see that the electrons are flowing normally through this area, and that is what is called current density. So electric current density at a point in a conductor is the electric current flowing normally per unit area at that point, and therefore J is equal to I by A, current per unit area, where A is the area of cross section of this conductor. So I, the current per unit area, is the current density. Now for this current density there is a specific direction. That means electrons are flowing normally. That means there is a direction specified for the electrons. Therefore this electric current density is a vector quantity. So note that J, that is electric current density, is a vector quantity, while this electric current I is a scalar quantity. And what is the unit of this J? For I it is ampere, for area it is meter square, therefore ampere per meter square. is the unit of current density. And this current density is a vector quantity. Now consider a charge or a electron E in a conductor, and when this electric field is established, there will be a force F is equal to QE acting on this electron. It is because of this that this electron is moving through the conductor, and that force F is equal to QE. This we have learned from the first chapter, that is electrostatics. And since the charge Q is E here, Q is equal to E, therefore F is equal to EE. This Q can be replaced with the E, that is the charge of electron, therefore it is EE. But from the previous classes we know F is equal to ma. That means if a mass m is moving with an acceleration a, then there is a force acting on it which is ma. So because of this electrostatic force acting on the charge E, this electron will be having an acceleration a, right? Therefore F is equal to ma. So from Newton's law of motion, F is equal to ma is the force acting on the charge which is moving with an acceleration a. But the direction of acceleration and the direction of electron are opposite. So from the equation F is equal to EE and F is equal to ma, we can compare these two equations. That means ma is equal to EE. But the direction of acceleration is in a direction opposite to the field. Or we can say the direction of acceleration and that of the electric field are opposite. Therefore we can write ma is equal to minus QE. So the negative sign shows that direction of acceleration and direction of electric field are opposite. Therefore this is equal to minus EE. Therefore acceleration A is equal to minus EE by m. So A is equal to minus EE by m represent the relation between acceleration of the charge and the applied electric field. Now when the electric field is 0, or if there is no electric field present, you know the electrons are in random motion, and at that time there is no drift velocity. Now when there is a field applied, suddenly there is a drift velocity. From the previous discussion we know when there is no electric field, electrons are in random motion, and what is present is the thermal velocity. Now when we apply a field E, suddenly these are drifted in a direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. Now we have the equation V is equal to U plus AT, right? And this can be rewritten as VD, where VD represents the drift velocity, such that the electric field E is applied at time t equal to 0. Now this can be rewritten as VD is equal to 0 plus A tau. And what is tau? Tau is called relaxation time. So what is the assumption in this case? So when time t is equal to 0, the electric field is 0. That means initially there is no electric field applied. That is initially time equal to 0. At that time there is no field applied. Electric field is 0. At that time there is no drift velocity, right? So initially there is no drift velocity, and in a time t, in a time tau, that means you apply a field, and in a time tau the electrons acquire a drift velocity. Therefore we can write the equation V is equal to U plus AT as VD is equal to A 0 plus A tau, where tau is called relaxation time. We will shortly define what is relaxation time. So VD is equal to A tau is the relation between drift velocity and relaxation time. Then relaxation time is the average time interval between successive collisions of electron with atoms in a conductor. So previously I have told you that in the absence of electric field, that means when E equal to 0, the electrons are in random motion with the atoms. So the time interval between two successive collisions is called the relaxation time. So the electron was moving in this direction, then there was an atom present here, so it was deflected to some other direction, then again it is drifted to, it is deflected to some other direction. So this way continuously the electron will be changing its direction because of the successive collisions with the atoms. And the time interval between two successive collisions, that means in this case the time interval between these two collisions, or the time interval between these two collisions, like that. So the time duration or the time interval between two successive collisions of an electron with the atoms is called relaxation time. So relaxation time comes into play when there is a electric field. That means when this E is equal to 0, there is no relaxation time. Clear? So when there is no electric field present, there is no relaxation time. And when we apply a electric field, suddenly these are drifted in a direction opposite to the electric field. Therefore Vd is equal to a tau, where tau is the relaxation time, and in a time tau it gains a relaxation, it gains a drift velocity Vd. Now Vd is equal to a tau, and what is a? A we have previously defined as minus EE by m. Therefore Vd is equal to minus EE by m into tau. So this way we can find a relation between drift velocity and relaxation time. So the relation between drift velocity and relaxation time is Vd is equal to minus EE by m into tau. So Vd increases with tau, and the negative sign shows that the drift velocity, the directions of drift velocity and electric field are opposite. So with this we are winding up here. We will continue in the next class.